Hey, this is Pam Perry. For those of you all who don't know me, I run Pam Perry PR for the last 20 years, and I've worked with clients from the gamut of TD Jakes to Taffy Dollar to Creflo Dollar to Dr. Miles Monroe, a lot of gospel ministries, Straight Gate, Word of Faith, uh, Straight Gate, Word of Faith, and Greater Grace. They rhyme. I'm out of Detroit, Motown girl. And I just want to jump on really, really quick for a few minutes about how to get publicity. Obviously, the people that I've worked with, TD Jakes, Dr. Cindy Trim, those are brand names and people are familiar with those. Those are people that already had a brand. So today I'm going to talk about how you can get brand ready and get publicity, because you just can't go to a publicist and say, hey, make me famous. There are a few steps. All right. And so when I usually talk to clients, and I usually rate them A, B, and C, A list, B list, and C list, right? Not that one is better than the other, but one brand is more known than the other, right? In terms of in their audience. So let's just talk about some of the things when when you want to get your publicity together, right? That's when you want to get your publicity together. Now, before we even get started here, I just want to say that I am 60 years old and I figured out how to do StreamYard and put up a overlay background. I'm like in like 5 minutes. I'm so proud of myself because I am not a techie. I'm a publicist by trade, have been, journalism. That has been my thing. We use computers basically just to type. So doing all this kind of stuff with the little ticker thing going at the bottom and that and this, there's something. Okay, so anyway, so one of the first things is you start with the big vision. You're getting your publicity together. You start with the big vision. You dream big, and then you drill down in terms of what it is, what media you want to be on. Dream big. But we're going to actually talk about how to study those media outlets and look at who have been on those, and look at and even what we call reverse engineer where they started. So say if it is Dr. Cindy Trim or say it is Bishop Jakes, reverse engineer, where did they start? They didn't start coming out the gate, right, at big TBN. Where did they start locally? So that's what you have to do. Study the outlets of your dreams, but then also reverse engineer the people who are your benchmarks and go backwards. All right. That's, if you kind of can understand a little bit about that, give an example. So say, for instance, CNN, say Angela Rye, April Ryan. All right. So April Ryan didn't just sit up and get on CNN, right? She was with American Urban Radio. Where is that? Where was she before Urban Radio? So you look at where people were before they got to where you actually saw them, right? That's one of the main things you do. So that's number one. Then you write down your top 10 media hits that you know that you can actually get right away. I call it your low hanging fruit. So what is your low hanging fruit of your media hits? Media hits may be your local newspaper, your local radio, some podcasts, people that you know in the media personally, people in your family that are in the media. I mean, those are media begets media. I say that all the time. I've been saying that for 20 years. Media begets media. The more media you have, the more media you get. So you want to start locally, create your top 10, do that within 30 days. And that way you'll get into a rhythm of pitching. And then it does snowball. Number 3, write out your pitch, make that call, do the email. There's nothing like, forgot to turn my timer on. There's nothing like actually picking up the phone and calling the media. If you know them, you have the number, leaving a message and telling them that you did send them an email, right? Send them an email so they know what you're talking about. And then call them, leave them a voicemail and say, I sent you an email. Or send them a message, through social media. I sent you an email. Obviously, don't put all the information in their social media. Just let them know to go check their mail. They prefer to have email because you can attach your electronic press kit. You can put in links. Those are things that they use their media. They use their email as their main source of business, not their inboxes. Okay. So that was number 3. Number 4, say this all the time, been saying this for probably 15 years, subscribe to Haro. It was started by Peter Shankman, and he actually was a gentleman that wanted to help out his reporter friends. He wanted to help his reporter friends. They would go to Peter and they say, "Hey, I need somebody who's going to be a source for a story that I'm working on. It's on deadline. I need this. I need that. Do you know anybody?" And he would send out an email to his media friends and say, "Hey, can you help a reporter out?" And basically, that help a reporter out was became the big thing that he made a lot of money on, and it's called Haro, helpareporterout.com. All right. So subscribe to that. And what that is journalists, thousands and thousands of journalists that are looking for sources every day. Now, are they all New York Times? Are they all, major media outlets? No. But like I said, you start at the very beginning. You have your dream, but then you also work backwards. Media begets media. So you want to do that first. Subscribe to Haro, learn how to pitch, get in the rhythm of pitching. As a publicist, that's what I do. You get in the rhythm of pitching. You know what they like. You develop relationships. It's called media relations for a reason. Public relations for a reason. Relations, right? Relations. Those are the things. So number 5, create your marketing material so it's easy for them to want you. I want to say for them easy to say yes so they don't say no. So saying yes would mean that great bio, has some interest, has some intrigue. Great photos, I can use these photos, has some interest, has some intrigue. Has some fascination in their electronic press kit. Oh, it has some other materials that we can use, right? They want well-written material because remember, when you're pitching the media, PR, they are journalists, so they are wordsmith. They basically are going to be harder on you than anyone. So you have to come correct. If you don't know how to do all of this, you can go to readysetgospeak.com. I'm launching this program in the fall that will be talking about all of these items in detail and giving you examples. But the main thing is have your marketing materials together and have your brand on point. If you have a business name that has a different name than this and a different name than that, you want to make sure that people know who you are right away. My name is Pam Perry. I do PR. I'm telling people to go to Ready, Set, Go, Speak because you have to speak. I'm the publisher of Speakers Magazine. I work with speakers, right? So your brand has to be cohesive. That's the thing. It has to be cohesive. And the other thing is to scrub your social media. Scrub it so that it all matches. This goes with branding. Take off any old junk that doesn't relate to your brand now. Just scrub it. Look at the bios. Look at the about section. Scrub it so that people really know who it is that you are. So go through from time to time. Change those banners. Put up a banner if you don't have a banner and making sure because the media will check you out, right? They will Google your name. And then number 7 is get on Twitter. Be their friend. Follow them. Retweet them. It's like I said, it's media relations. So you want to make sure that they notice you and you are actually understanding what kind of stories that they write. So when you pitch them, it's in the right ballpark. All right. It's in the right ballpark. So one of the main things is you want to make sure is that when you're putting together a plan that you write down the grand vision, but then you drill it down to your top 10 that you can get in 30 days. And I'm telling you, once you do that, you will be so confident. Now, how you pitch it and all that, that's where you go. Ready, Set, Go, Speak. I really review pitches. I show you different media. We'll be talking to different media. They'll be telling you this is hot, this is not, this is what we like, this is what we don't like. Because media basically is one of those tools that will make you automatically credible. And I'm going to say will make you famous, but it depends on what it is. But it does give you that authority that makes you stand out from the crowd. Okay, so that is it right now that I have in terms of media tips on Tuesday, PR tips on Tuesday, and I hope you enjoyed that. I am on Streamer, so if you're live, I want to say thank you for watching, and you can't see it because it's in the Streamer. I'll figure that part out next. All right, I'm Pam Perry, and I'm out.